All right.
The numbers.
Statistics.
The mob.
Statistics.
The mob.
Statistics.
The mob.
So, Sabermetrics.
The mob. It's run by the mob.
Now here's the thing. Here's what brings up this question, because we've talked about Sabermetrics at great lengths on our podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And here's what brings up this conversation today. So, a couple of days ago at work, it's 11 o'clock at night. I'm clocking out. I'm about ready to go home. And my phone rings with one of those Facebook instant messenger things. Ding, ding, ding. About one of my friends who I used to work with, left the company on bad terms, all kinds of stuff, messages me. Andy, could you tell me a little bit about baseball statistics?
What do you want to know?
What about baseball statistics? He goes, I pretty much want a baseball 101 rundown on statistics. I'm like, oh my gosh.
We could be here for like 3 weeks on this.
So I was like, all right, I got this. Since he just wants basic, he just said he wants statistics.
Basic 101.
He says statistics. I could do that.
Statistics.
I was like, all right, you have batting average, which is this divided by this, add that. You have slugging percentage, which is first, second, third, single, double, triple, homer, strikeout, You have on base percentage. You have home run. You have base on balls. You have RBIs. You have runs. You have hits. Those are your basic hitting statistics.
Mm-hmm.
Cool, thanks. What about pitching? All right, here's your basic pitching statistics. You have ERA, which is this over this. You have WHIP, which is this plus this over this. You have hold, which is this is what you need to do. You have saves, which is this. You have walks. You have strikeouts. Done. All right. So then he gets into, all right, so everything you just told me, is that what I read in a newspaper or I read on a website?
That's what you read in the newspaper.
I go,
that's the standard. That's the standard.
That is your standard newspaper thing. If you go into the website, you're gonna go into Sabermetrics.
Yeah.
And he goes, what's Sabermetrics?
It's ran by the mob.
Sabermetrics is what's this batter's batting average against the slider in this spot, against this fastball in this spot, and against this what's it against lefty.
Don't forget the 1-2 count situation.
How's he batting on a first pitch, on a second pitch?
Oh, don't forget the wind direction comes in from the right field. If the wind direction comes in from the right field at less than 15 miles an hour, it's above a .62 number.
So I had to sit there and explain to him everything I just told you is what the casual fans look at.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that's Sabermetrics, it's what fans like me, but not me, look at. Now, don't get me wrong. I can sit there and look at and watch a baseball game, and in my mind,
I know this guy's gonna hit it over here because that's what he's done every time in history.
If you throw a slider to Stanton on a 1-2 count,
he's gonna strike out.
70% chance he's gonna strike out.
Most likely.
Most likely.
Most likely.
Because
he may lay off the first one.
Yes.
He may lay off that first one, but that 2-2 count.
That's why it's a 1-2 count. He laid off the first one. I love you, Stan. I really do. I'm not making fun of you. I'm going statistic-wise. I don't need Sabermetrics to tell me that's what's going to happen. I know that's what. And he just sat there and was like, oh, do you mind if I call you tomorrow and so we can talk about some Sabermetrics number like war? Like,
we don't want war. We want peace.
War.
We want peace.
You know how hard it is to explain to someone wins above average replacement? Wins average, whatever. I don't understand how it's war when there's wins above average replacement, but yet there's only a WAR.
Because you're at war against one other person. It's like the card game where you put the cards down.
So I just sit there, it's like, how you explain to someone, it's like, well, this guy, if you play him over your average second baseman,
or average Joe,
will get you 3 more wins this season than if you would have played the average guy.
Correct.
How does that account? I'm sorry, I think we've won more games because of Martin Prado.
What if the average guy got hot?
Yeah.
So, did they account for that in their statistics? The average guy had a hot streak, man. He had a game he was 5 for 5. Next game he was 3 for 4.
Miguel Rojas and Adeiny Echeverria in the first game against Tampa.
In Tampa.
How do those two go 6 for 8?
I was about to say they both went 3 for 4 or something like that, right?
6 for 8 combined.
Mm-hmm.
and were part of five
runs.
Well, Danny had some of the RBIs.
Yeah.
But they were both part of 5 of the 10 runs. Danny was part of like 5 of the 10, but then you add.
Anyways.
All kinds of
statistics.
I believe statistics are important. My favorite statistic is a Sabermetrics number, is on-base percentage. But it's so simple to figure out what the heck on-base percentage is.
Correct.
I could sit there and look at the board and be like, all right, he has 10 hits. He's been up to bat 30 times, but he has 35 plate appearances. One's a fielder's choice, one's a this, one's a that, All right, his on-base percentage is about 400.
Yeah.
Cool, awesome. I don't need that. But then when you sit there and be like, WAR, it's like, oh my gosh, all right, what's the league average? What's this average? What's the second baseman's average? What's his average? It's like, oh my god, okay, I'm done.
I'm done.
Hold. I love hold, because I used to be a relief pitcher, and hey, awesome.
I don't understand that. That's a whole new ball game altogether. That fantasy thing keeps stealing my holds.
Well, that's because you guys need to keep the lead when you have the hold. You can't regain the lead when you have a hold to get a hold.
My guys never get holds. Ever.
Hey, not my problem. Apparently I lead steals and holds, apparently. Yeah, this week I have like 8 steals and we weren't even done with like 2 games yet. Billy Hamilton and D. Gordon. I think I benched D. Gordon. I'm looking to trade D. Gordon pretty soon. Anyways. So the same and it's all Bill James' fault.
It's all Bill James.
All bit. Like, have you ever seen one of the Bill James books?
It's bigger than the math book I had to learn.
It's bigger than the Bible. The Torah. The Quran. It's bigger than my freaking intro to human history. And that's like 10,000 years of stuff. Not longer than 10, it's like 30,000 years of stuff because it goes all the way back to ancient Egypt.
Yeah, we go all the way back to the dinosaurs, buddy.
That human history, not Earth history.
Earth history.
Like, I have a few of the Bill James books and they're like that thick.
Jeez.
And it breaks down sabermetrics and all the things. I'm like, oh, why do I need this? And don't get me wrong, I am not one of those old scouts that's like, he just looks good. I don't believe in that either. I like the way
the ball sounds off that boy's back.
I don't believe in that either. I believe in a mixture of both. If I see Stanton come up to bat, and I keep using Stanton because he's the easiest person, because he's
an easy target.
He's an easy target for us because we watch so much Stanton. You know what? Let's move away from Stanton. Let's go to my favorite player, Marcell Ozuna.
Swinging at the first pitch.
I'm throwing a slider on the corner because if Marcell Ozuna swings, I'm ahead of the count. If not, whatever. It's ball 1. I can work around a ball 1. Swings at the first pitch. And then later on, what was it, last year we find out that he has like a 386 batting average when he swings at the first pitch.
We love you, Marcell.
We love you, Marcell, and it's one of those that number, to me, that feels a little inflated. Because, oh, he swings at the first pitch. Is that he swings at the first pitch and he has a 386 hitting on the first pitch? Or after he swings at the first pitch, later in the count, he gets a hit and it's a 386?
Oh, no.
See, that's my issue with that sabermetric number. It doesn't tell you what the math is. Where is this math figured? If he swings at the first
Show your work. Show your work.
I don't want Common Core stuff. I want legit work. How much time we got? I think we still got, we got a few minutes to keep talking about the subject. Just show your work. That's all I want. Yeah. Like, you can give me the formula and be like, awesome, but that formula doesn't exist. I want to know, is it 386 because he hit the ball in his first at bat?
His first swing?
His first swing? Or do you get a hit later?
Yeah, I said the statistics has kind of gotten away, and that's what leads to the shifts, because they're breaking down every single at bat on a player's history, and it says, that's everything's nowadays. Anything in business, anything in life, everything is about the numbers. Like, my favorite thing, like, have you seen those posters or those giveaway things? Like Ichiro, for example, the 3,000 hits. It showed where every one of his hits were ever hit, and it's sprayed all across the field. That's why you can't shift on Ichi.
Spread all across the field. And then you have someone like David Ortiz. which, let's not go David Ortiz.
There might be only like 25 David Ortiz ones to the left side.
But it's like there was, I can't remember who the batter was, but it had a home run one. And like all the home runs, except like 3 out of his 600 were in left field. That right there, and again, it's a difference between a power hitter and a hitter for average.
Correct.
Ichiro's a hitter for average. He's going to
Correct.
he hits the ball, not recently, but he hits the ball where people aren't.
He's been a little cold fish lately.
And Joel says we need a salty treatment him, but I don't think we're at.
You can't salty treatment Hall of Fame.
He could be batting 50. I will never
salty treatment Hall of Fame.
I can salty treatment David Phelps, even though he did good last game. He hasn't given up a run in the last like 3 games, and as I say that, he probably is. Knock on wood, straw, same thing. And that's the thing. I don't need a Sabermetrics number to tell me that Taz is going to give up a run this inning. I've seen it.
We know Taz is going to give up
every
a run
time. He gives up a run every inning he comes in. I don't need you to tell me that a K per 9 innings that Bear Claw is going to strike out at least 1 batter he's facing. I know he's going to strike out 1 batter he's facing. It's Bear Claw.
At least.
I don't need these Sabermetrics numbers. Are they good for, like, in all honesty? Because it was funny. I'm sitting there at work at another location, not my normal location, and I'm watching the Yankees Orioles. I wish I had some Oreos right now.
That'd be really nice.
Orioles, yeah, I would. And I'm just sitting there and like, I have like the most, according to everyone there, like I had the most intent look on my face. And it's Yankees Orioles. And I'm like, whatever, I'm just sitting there because I like watching baseball. And someone walks by me, looks at the TV and goes, oh my gosh, I thought you were watching some educational program or some history thing. I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, you have such an intense look. And I was like, I am watching something educational. It's called math. Because again, in all honesty, that's what you say it's for the mob. I say it's because people who can't play, who are very intelligent, and I got it, and I've said it before and I'll say it again, baseball fans are some of the most intelligent sports fans in the world.
Yeah, it's a smart game. It's a game of strategy.
They needed something to come up with
to make themselves feel involved.
Yes, I mean, fantasy sports was started because of fantasy baseball, which is a great documentary. I've talked about it in this travel down the Rotisserie League, ESPN 30 for 30. Go check it out. And they just came out with stats. And yay, fantasy sports is born. Awesome. So I would like a mix, but I can't stand everything Sabermetrics.
Wow. Yeah, it says I'm still the guy that goes off of my visual, what I've seen and what I know. I say you can look at numbers and see, saying projections and things, but I don't like the numbers. I'm not a numbers guy. I deal with numbers all day at work.
We could see. Look, there's things we do agree on.
I deal with numbers all day at work, so I says if I'm gonna watch a baseball game, I'm gonna watch a baseball game for the enjoyment of the game.
All right, guys. I hope you guys have enjoyed these 4 episodes. I don't know. I'll figure out when I get home what to edit. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We're giving away prizes for subscriptions and likes and comments on this channel all the time. Check us out at marlinfamilylive.com. Keep following us. Keep subscribing to us. Keep listening to our podcast on the Spreaker channels, on our own Marlin Family app. Click that button below. Say subscribe, click like. Until next time, Andy Salgado here.
I'm Dan.
Till we do another traveling show, enjoy the rest of the channel, and let's go baseball, even though Sabermetrics is ruining it. And the shift.
Stupid math. By the mob. By the mob.